Hello? How did you get this number? Don't you know he's listening? The 13. He's here.
You have entered the 13, a place where real stories about music, touring, and the beyond are told. Music does something to us. We all experience it in our own way. It can affect our senses, transport us through time, and release emotions. On this podcast, we will talk with people about the power of music and the beyond. What does the beyond mean? Let's find out together. Turn on your metronomes because this time is about to be tracked. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the 13. I'm your host, Ryan 13, and today we're joined with Chris Jrab Thomas, one of my best friends. I've known him for like 20 fucking years. Chris, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
Dude, thanks for coming on. We've done this once before, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I had some technical problems, but I think we're going to round that up and fix them this time so we can have another kick-ass interview.
It's probably always on my end.
It's fine. It is. It's on both of us because I'm learning, and we're trying to get this shit figured out.
Right.
So, J-Rab, for the people who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm a drummer, but in the music world, I've been in many bands. You know, of course, we were in Razr 13 together.
Absolutely.
And had a band called Honey Creeper. But
yeah,
from Missouri, I had a band called Insane Society. We toured with a lot of national acts and stuff. And then I was in a band called Riff Raff. We did an 8-state circuit and did all that stuff. But I tour manage, drum tech. I actually bass tech for Tesla for about 6 months, which was a blast. And great guys. I love them. Go see them whenever I can. I actually did a couple weekend runs with Frank Hannon, tour managing him on his solo stuff. I handle Mark Slaughter a little bit. Rex Brown did his first solo record when we were in Nashville for 2.5 weeks rehearsing before his album was called Smoke on This. It was kind of bluesy, Southern rock, and really kick-ass record. And I love Rex, and you know, of course, you heard about the new reunion.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I heard about it with Rex and Phil, and then Zach and Charlie. And we know Charlie through King's X because he would come to all the King's X shows. You
know, I actually was just we did our first interview and it didn't come out so great. We talked for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I just got home, during the morning from Arizona, where a company that I worked out there, SWA Soundwave Audio, called me to go out and help load in and load out, and they had 2 smaller stages where I ran sound. I also run sound now.
Nice.
And Anthrax, let's see, I was there at 8 a.m. for Anthrax's load in. I helped build the stage. Drum tech was there setting Charlie's drums up. But then 2 hours later at 10, when I was done, I had to go into town to Tucson to at Encore and set up Cody Jinks, who is I
know exactly who he is.
A great guy. You know, cool. That guy sold out his Friday show in like 15 minutes, and then they added the Thursday show, and it sold out in like 30.
Yeah, dude, I totally believe it. I love that guy. I'm getting into Texas country and outlaw country and stuff like that, and I heard one or two of his songs, and hell of an artist. That's awesome.
Hell of an artist, great, better person. Cool. We talked for a while, and you know, they're all self-contained. You know how we were self-contained at one time with King's X. All we needed was a PA and lights.
We needed was you, because we didn't know how to play Tetris after the show to stick it all back in the fucking trailer.
I hate the game, but I love packing a trailer. But
dude, you're Cody, so good at it.
Cody had 2 buses with the one behind his bus was a 3-axle, had all the gear and everything in it. And then the other one had like 3 items plus all the merch, and it was a double axle. But the thing is we had to have a generator there because they have their own distros and everything. It's all self-contained. I mean, they're pretty much self-contained.
Right. That's badass, dude.
Great crew too.
Cool. So what are you working on currently?
Well, I moved to Texas, back to Texas, actually, from Tucson to TM. I was with a country artist here for about 7 months.
Okay, right on.
And then now I'm working for a band called Q.
Yeah, right
they're
on.
also slash Mothership, which Q is a Queen tribute band,
Right.
which they are killer, and they have Mothership, which is a Led Zeppelin tribute.
Oh, that's cool.
Last night, got home relatively around midnight, because we only did the back line,
Yeah.
and Q played at the Tobin Center in San Antonio, which is a beautiful, beautiful venue, and great people to work with there also. And it was also Sean, the singer's birthday, 40th birthday. So,
Oh, cool.
and this guy has some pipes, man.
Yeah.
This guy is badass. I'm going to actually, Tyra and I are leaving here later to go to his house for a birthday party. So,
Oh, cool.
yep, chilling
Right on,
out,
man.
talking to my brother, and then going to go drink a couple beers for you.
Fuck yeah, dude. And yeah, it's gonna be that's awesome. That sounds like a great afternoon. So let's talk about how we met. You and I met on the first day of the King's X tour in 2005. Yeah,
Yep.
2005. I met you and Ray, and I'm doing Ray's podcast right after this one. That just happened. It just happened that way.
I'm glad you're doing his podcast instead of doing him. Bam. Anyway, I love Ray. I actually sent him a text to let him know my new Texas number, but I guess he has a new number, so I let him know.
He just sent me his actual number today, so I mean, I'm sure he'd be fine with me sharing it with you, but I'm going to ask anyway. Yeah. Got to do the etiquette thing.
Yeah, of course.
Is it
and
cool
I sent him a thing on Instagram, message, but I'm sure, I'm on there. The Jrab CT on there.
Right. Okay, so all right, so yeah, we met on that first King's X tour, and then now we've been friends since then. So friends since 2005. That's almost 20 years, dude.
Yeah, you're I know. I can't believe it.
I know.
You're my little brother.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Your dad's family's from Missouri, where I'm from. So
he spent all his summers in Missouri growing up.
That's cool.
So let's talk some King's X stories.
All right.
We got a ton of them, and that's great because we're going to do multiple versions of this podcast. You're going to come back. We're going to do more. We're going to interview. I might have you and Ray on at the same time. It might be you and me and Doug.
I'd love it.
We'll just have a blast. But let's talk. And this is something I was thinking about. I want to talk about the stairs that never end at Smith's
old bar.
Yeah,
Atlanta,
dude.
Georgia.
Yeah, what's wrong with that place? I mean, it's a great venue, but the fucking load in is awful.
The load in, man. It comes up. You come up on a hill, kind of a curve, and then there's a stoplight. So you have time to unload your bus, the trailer, but you got to uncase it all.
Yep.
Downstairs on the street, put all the cases back in. Then the bus goes around over this little roundabout thing and parks over here.
Man.
And then you've got. I may be exaggerating just a hair, but I don't think I am. I think there's like 26 steps, then a platform, then 26 more steps, and then you're in the venue.
Yeah.
And at that time, Doug was playing.
That little stop doesn't even matter. It's not even a good enough rest because if you got such big stuff, you can't even really rest there.
It's a good place to have a heart attack. Yeah. And they can pump you back up so you can finish the job and get up to the top of the stairs. But I remember, we had Rockets to Ruin opening up, and our buddy from that band, he plays in Skid Row now, Rob Hammersmith, and love those guys. But yeah, that was besides that one, I think there was one other one that was a bigger pain in the ass, and I don't know. I think you were with us when we went to Canada.
I was. Yep.
Remember, it was freaking snowing, and we had the metal grade steps that has the little spikes on them so you don't slip. Remember that? Going up to the second floor, and then you load it in.
Oh my God.
And the night before, then you go in, you go down a long hallway, you go to the right, and then there's stage right side.
Wow.
But the stage was about 5 or 6 foot high, and Wasp was supposed to have been there the night before, but they had to cancel because the stage wouldn't hold Elvis.
Oh,
which is Blackie Lawless's
right,
name for
right,
his mic stand that he sets on and
right.
brings around on his shit. So yeah, that was
Wow.
that was funny. But let's get back real quick. I wanted to add a note. We did it on the last one, but the first time we met, Shithead, who's no longer with us,
Right.
Ty's guitar tech forever. Love the guy.
Yeah, me
Taught
too.
me my work ethic, and
Me too.
he's an ex-marine. Hut, 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 hut. Get her done. There's always
Yep.
something to do. Don't
Dr.
just sit
Pepper all the
around.
way.
Doctor, he drank 16 one day. I seen him drink 16 Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, he loved
Half of
those
them are
things.
hot.
Yeah.
But anyway, he gave me that. We were in Mississippi or Alabama, somewhere. I think Alabama, heading to Birmingham, our first show of
Okay.
that tour,
Okay.
which was the Nick, and that was like
Yeah.
remember that? Okay, and he found that
Was
army
that the
leg.
tour? That was the show where Doug's bass rig went down and I'm like brand new and I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Actually, that was '06, I think, wasn't it? Whenever
I
we
don't
were
know.
with Skid Row and we played that place. Oh, no,
It
no,
happened.
no, you're right.
It
It was in
happened all the
St.
time.
Peter's. It was in St. Petersburg, Florida, where we
Oh
played this
yeah.
club, and the walls were literally like
Yeah.
someone just dumped water down the side. They were sweating so bad, and then
Yeah.
Doug's rig got fried, and
Yeah.
it was like,
That was
holy
awful.
shit!
We were
It
running
was
to the bus and
terrible.
like unpacking the next one and dumping it, pulling one out and dumping it back in.
Yeah, but see, go back now. Let's go back to Smith's old bar about Doug's rig. At the time, he doesn't have the Tech 21 pedal that he has now, and the
Yeah.
little unit.
Right.
At the time, he had two flight
Massive
cases just
flight.
full of shit, power amps, and all this shit.
Yeah.
And
EQs, power
those
amps.
were a bitch getting up those stairs at Smith old bar.
They were so heavy. I
Yeah,
mean, then you had to carry all of his SVTs up there.
yeah, yeah. And it's like, how many do you want up there? I want all of them.
Yeah,
Shit, we
4.
brought 4. Fuck. And Jay Phoebus, the old tour manager in front of house, he used to tell me that when they were like on tour with AC/DC and stuff, Doug would have like 9 of them on stage, and they were all on like 10 and just.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard the stories. We have to ask Doug about that. If that's true, but
I have.
I'm sure it was.
He's told me all of them were running. There's no
Yeah,
fake ones up there. It was all of them. And like we went to Europe 2000. Well, we went in 2009 and 2011, but I think the 2011 run, I had three of these cabinets out there,
hmm
and it was on like Easter or something when we played a show, and we stacked 3 of them sideways,
Oh,
straight
you laid
up.
them?
Yeah,
Oh,
laid
wow.
them down and stacked them up, and I was like, Doug used to do way more than this, so he won't think it's too much. And he walked in for sound check and looked at it and looked at me. He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Too much." He's like, "Yeah, take that thing down." So we just ended up doing 2. But that's
Well,
fun.
he might have said that so because he couldn't just go back there and reach on top of it to
To
take a
get
hit.
his right, or he had to get up here to get his drink.
Yeah, I had to get way up there.
Hell yeah, dude. Okay, so we talked about it on the last one, but since it didn't make it to the air, let's talk about it on this one. The bus fire in Chicago.
Oh yeah, the bus fire in Chicago. That's at noon. We just left Appleton, Wisconsin. It was a kind of a blizzard, and we get to
Yeah.
Chicago. We had the day off. We were playing. Where were we playing the next station? Chicago city limits or somewhere. Nah, it wasn't city limits, but double door maybe. But anyway, uh, I got woken up by like a explosion, small explosion. Didn't know
Yeah.
what it was. I'm in my underwear and get out of my bunk, and I go, it's you, me, Jerry, and Jay on the bus.
Yeah.
And I go down to the front door and I look down the side of the bus, and there's nothing but like dark blue smoke coming up
Yeah.
out of the back of the bus. And that was a Van Hool piece of shit. I remember that.
Yep.
That we just had the generator rebuilt or fixed on the road. Anyway, so by the time I get halfway through the front lounge, I hear shithead coming out of through the bus windows outside in the parking lot,
Yeah.
get out of the bus. The fucking bus is on fire,
Yeah.
And by the
Right.
time I got you guys up and we got out the front door, blue flames were coming out of the back of the bus.
I
And
remember sitting
so,
in the front of the bus, like for a second, I was kind of dazed. Like I had already woke up and I was like, why is the bus so smoky?
Yeah, yeah.
I was just kind of still waking up, and then people were getting on the bus, like, get off the bus. Like,
and so we couldn't find Ray because he had a toothache, and we never went to the doctor, but some people were helping him
right.
self-medicate to take away the pain, but he could sleep. It was our day off, so we couldn't. Are we a bus? You know, that's what you ask whenever
before you take
all
off.
10 of you or 9 of you's on before you take off, so you don't leave anybody.
Right.
And we couldn't find Ray, so I crawled back on, and I got to the back lounge, and I'm feeling inside each bunk, and just crawling. I mean, there's like this much clean air at the bottom, and by that time, I couldn't even get into the back lounge because it was just too hot back there. So I got off the bus, and thank God he was inside the hotel taking a shower.
Yeah, yeah. Thank God for that, man. That was crazy. That was November, and yeah, it was pretty cold. I ran to the front of the hotel and was like, "Call 911." I'm sure other people had already done this, but
luckily,
like in my underwear.
Oh yeah, we were in our underwear. We're pulling out all the new merch and
Gear.
shit from underneath the bus. It melted the front of the trailer.
Yeah.
Messed it up, but it didn't destroy anything on the inside. And then luckily, Vic Salazar showed up at the show the next night and asked us if we wanted to try. Jerry and I try out a set of GMS drums, and they were bird's eye maple, yellow, and faded to green. Most beautiful thing I ever seen in my life, and they sounded killer. And then Jerry and I, after that, Jerry was of course full endorse, and they built me that kit that I had for Razr 13.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which was but Vic was a great guy. But yeah, anyway, back to the fire. Everybody was safe.
We got a new bus.
Yeah, we get to Kansas City like the next day or 2 days later, and my buddy Johnny Dare, he's on the morning show there, 98.9 The Rock. He's like, yeah, I heard Jerry crawled. I go, actually, it was me, but I don't give a shit,
Yeah.
I don't care, just everybody was safe. That's the main thing. So who cares who it was?
Yeah, no, dude, it's pretty heroic of you to fucking jump on there and go looking for him. Ray's all safe and warm in the fucking hotel room.
That's the second time, because I said I'd never go back to no burning building. That was the second time I did it, because my house caught on fire on July 4th, 1988, and I ran in the house to make sure my sisters and brothers and everybody was out.
Right. Wow.
You just don't think about it. You just
do.
You just do it.
Well, you mentioned Razr 13, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit of Razr 13 now. So we met each other on that King's X tour, and on that same King's X tour at like Trees or someplace in Dallas. I don't know if it was Trees, but or it was near Dallas or whatever. But Big Mike and Boss show up and hand me a bass at the show, and they're like, "Come play in this band Razr 13 with us." And I was like, "Okay, this guy can play drums." and then you did.
that was at the beginning of that tour, because you tried talking me into playing, to coming and jamming with those guys for, I think we were out for 8 weeks.
That was a long tour.
And the first, straight. My first tour with King's X ever was 10 weeks.
Oh, damn.
And that was fucking long. And then you get to know a lot of people, that way.
Yeah, real well.
I almost got fired earlier from being too much of a fan, because I brought all my King's X shit for them to sign and everything. But you tried talking me into joining Razr 13, or with I don't know if the band was named yet or not. But,
I don't know either, but they had a band.
Yeah, they had one. And you tried talking to me. I said, and at the time, I had just given up on playing. I didn't give a shit. I was there to do my job. It's pretty sad when Jerry Gaskell's like, I'm drum teching, 12 years I did with him. And he's like, he's up there drumming, he's doing all this shit. He goes, can you do that? And I go, yeah. And he goes, okay, show me. I go, I don't care. I don't want to. I'm here to set your shit up, tear it down. I don't care about drumming.
Wow.
And I got one of the greatest drummers in the world, trying to show me shit, and I didn't care. I was there to do my job. You asshole finally talked me into playing again. And
I'm sorry, or you're welcome. I don't know how it works. Maybe
no,
both.
Thank you. and you're an asshole. No,
you're welcome.
but I was supposed to go to Marlin and stay with Doc Crockett.
Yep. God rest his
with
soul.
Big Mike and them. Yeah, God rest his soul. And for like 2 weeks, and never left.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, because that was like right before Christmas or right before New Year's or something. And then I showed up, I guess, right after Christmas or right after New Year's, one of the two. And then we started rehearsing at that place in Waco. Man, that was, I keep thinking back to that. Like, we played that show with Marzi at that place.
Holy
And
shit, dude! I forgot all about that.
yeah.
I remember the first show, and it was a fucking ice storm from hell.
Yep.
I mean, to get to Marlin from Waco was what,
30 minutes.
30 tops.
Yeah.
It took like 2 hours,
Yeah.
2.5 hours just to get that far because of the ice. I mean, I remember leaving. Luckily, we were in Doc's Tahoe, and we're watching people just slide all over the place. But yeah,
Yep.
Marzi was there. Oh, we opened for Marzi, and then another good note is how Doug got in the band was.
Oh yeah.
Remember this was we were off tour, and my drums had been your bass. We'd been done for like 2 years, and he goes, "How's the Razor 13 stuff coming along?" And we'd opened up for him, and they loved our stuff.
Yeah, they
Remember,
like the music.
they loved the music, and then Doug and we went through two other singers up till then, and Paul Sorosky, who produced the record from Podunk, and we just the vocals weren't there, and then Doug asked me, he goes, I think he asked me, and I think you were up there too. How's the Razor 13 record come along? And I said, we're getting ready to throw it in the trash because we can't find a singer. And Doug just goes, well, I'll sing on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
What?
pretty much how that happened. Yeah, we're just like, whoa. And
Yeah,
I remember
we went and told Mike.
Yeah, and then the first thing we sent Doug two songs, and Paul calls me up, and I was living in Austin at the time, and he says, "Hey, you need to come over here. You need to listen to this." And I'm like, "Okay." So I go over there, and Doug's dyslexic, so he sang the wrong lyrics on the wrong songs, but I liked them better.
Yeah.
But of course, see what a lot of people might not know that knows anything about Razor 13 and Doug Pinnick projects is Doug didn't write one lyric on that record.
Yep. Nope. He did not. It was
Doc
all
Crockett.
Doc. Yep.
Doc Crockett wrote every lyric and on that record, and we'd send Doug the MP3 files from Austin to Katie.
Yep.
Doug would send them back. So then you called me and you said you had a tear in your eye, and I needed to come down to the studio. And that's when the first time I heard what Doug had done to Alive.
Yeah. I lost my mind.
Yeah, you lost your mind. And so did I.
I was like, this is what we're on this. We're playing.
Yeah, we're on this. We're like, wow, this song was not I take it back. I was going to say it wasn't supposed to sound that big. The problem with me saying that was we never realized how big that song could sound.
Yeah. Doug brought it to life. Like that was a great song. Like musically, fucking writing it, I was like, man, this is a great tune.
The solo fits the whole. It comes right back in the court, just like it's just it was sectioned so nice. But to hear what he fucking did was like, what the fuck,
dude? I still think the original, which I have on CD, by the way, his original, because he lost it. He lost the first take that he did with the big. I mean, it was even bigger the first time. And when you go back and listen to it, Mike has a different solo, and Doug's vocals are huge. And it was before Paul and them mixed it all down. Because I wasn't really a fan of how it got mixed at the end vocally. Because I like the way, but that's me. I personally like the way Doug had it mixed at his house.
Would you, babe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was
Doug
mixes himself really big.
I couldn't stand. Probably didn't listen to that record after the band broke up for probably 2 or 3 years. But yeah, I have a bunch of stuff you're probably wanting.
Yep, that's exactly. I have. Oh wow, you got I have one just like that, but it's all Razor 13 stuff.
Well, this has got my Honey Creeper, my birthday bash, Razor 13 featuring Doug Pinnick. I got Honey Creeper live. I got demos from both bands that recorded. And the problem with the record, why I didn't really listen to it, was the guy I'm not gonna bring up any names. They can look it up. I don't give a shit because it took like 2 weeks before the guy even worked on it because he's like, I'd call him, hey man, I love this fucking record. I can't take it. I go, just take it out and fucking, get it mastered. But he squashed it so fucking much that my drums sound like shit. They sound like I'm hitting paper.
There's stuff that I don't like about my bass on there too. We were supposed to we just did a scratch track on, I don't know what, maybe it was a live or something, and we were supposed to re-record it, and we never, and like they never did. We never amped it up. It was just like direct, and I can hear it. No one else probably can. Just like with the drums, no one knows what you're talking about but you, just like me with the bass. Nobody cares.
I know.
It's a killer record, but we're always going to be our biggest critics.
Well, exactly. But what the guy said to me, which pissed me off, was I said, "What the fuck? Why is this thing squashed to hell?" And he goes, "I was trying to make you sound like everybody on the radio." And I'm like, "We're not like anyone on the fucking radio. We have Doug Pinnick singing and a 500-pound fucking guitar player that can play John Pertucci shit and tight tabor bends and swells with sausages as fingers. You know what I mean?" I go, "We are not fucking Breaking Benjamin. We're not Taproot. We're none of these people. We're not Crossfade. We're none of these people. We're not King's X. Totally different bands, And that's what pissed me off was the guy didn't see our vision of keeping us. The album to me does not breathe. It is suffocated to fuck, and I wish maybe one day we can redo it or something.
I'd like to redo it if we can find the fucking hard drives.
Well, maybe I can.
Okay.
But another thing is, if we had any legal issues, we could call it like I don't know, like Creedence Clearwater Revival is called Creedence Clearwater Revival Revisited. We could do
we'll
Razor
13 Revisited. 13.1.
There you go. I like that. One. Razor 13.1.
Yeah.
Or 0.0 with a smiley face.
Or 0.01 or 0.2 or
0.08. 0.08.
So because we got a little late starting, and I'm kind of trying to rush through this. I'm sorry, we're going to do it again. First of all, I never really considered Razor 13 broken up. It's like we never officially said that to each other. We just kind of were like done.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping it that way in my brain.
Same here. I'll do that with you, my brother.
Because I mean, dude, if the pandemic hadn't happened, I was really planning on getting at least a reunion show, and I still want to do that because now.
Well, we talked about that all through that.
We should still think about it, but that's we can talk about that another time. So let's see. I got lists. What's up? I said, I already asked you what you're up to. Now, Ryan, remember to edit this part.
Edit it, Ryan.
Edit it. Oh wait, that's not for you.
We can talk about how much I love Porcupine Tree.
Ooh.
No, we don't need to go back there.
No.
I was in the hospital the other night, so I'm good on my heart. No, I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Stress.
No, yeah. Stress. I understand the stress thing, and I had some medical issues the other day too, and it kind of sucks. I have to go to the doctor next week and try to figure out what the fuck's wrong with me.
Was it because your balls went to the police and filed a missing persons report on your dick?
I'm leaving that in. I'm leaving that part in.
You're like, I couldn't find it the other day, but I guess I was peeing out of it.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. I can always count on you for a joke. That's one thing I always remembered. You always got a new one that I haven't heard of before.
They're pretty bad.
That's all right. I like them. So, Razor 13 stuff. Because I kind of want to stay there. Me and Mike didn't really talk that much Razor 13 stuff. Me and Doug didn't really talk that much Razor 13 stuff. I like talking Razor 13 stuff.
Right, same here.
You remember when we were out in Marlin, when we had before Doug joined, and we were making our first set of shirts out at Wes's place? Yeah, Wes. Yeah. And he let us come out there and silk screen print them.
Yeah, and then let us do all the hard work of kneading all that shit out of the stickers.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Around all those flames.
It was hot as fuck in there too. It was like,
that's funny you brought that up because remember we had like it was round. It said Razor 13.
Yep, I remember.
Flames all around, and then a cow skull in the middle with two rebel flags.
Yeah.
And then somebody called us racist.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have a colored singer.
Yeah. I remember that online.
Does not bother him. Remember? Yeah, you brought that up to me, I think, about that.
I was like, dude, look at this. And this person was talking shit, like these racist pieces of shit, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what the fuck did we ever do to this guy? And I was like, it's just because we have a Confederate flag on that sticker or on that shirt or whatever. This was before it got canceled, everybody, before they canceled the whole thing.
Here's the thing. And I hope they're listening, because this is going out to you, because idiot people like that are the people who think KISS means Knights in Satan's Service.
Oh, right.
But it means keep it simple, stupid. I mean, that's why they're still fucking around. You know what I mean?
Right.
On their 30th fucking farewell tour. I mean, it's idiot people like that think AC/DC means after Christ, devil comes. But I don't know. Does it have anything to do with, I don't know, like they Flick of the Switch was one of their album cover type, They also did have Highway to Hell too, but that's beside the point. But that's at the time when they're so big that they're like, okay, let's just use this and see how stupid people are. And that's how stupid people are.
It is how stupid people are. Dude, I miss some of those shirts I still have. Like, remember that one shirt we ended up having that had it had the picture of us, but Shannon was in the band.
Yeah.
And then like it had the rebel flag on it or whatever. I still have that shirt. I mean, you can't wear these things out anymore. You're going to get like fucking yelled at. And I don't care about it. I don't care about it anymore.
Oh yeah. Cause I remember. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think you or I wore that in one of our band photos we took with him.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm sure. I loved it when we got that shirt. I'm like, hey, look, I'm on a shirt.
Yeah, we're on a shirt. It's our picture on the front.
Got a picture on the front of the shirt. How about this? How about when Big Mike tried to destroy the bathroom at Rock Bar?
No comment.
Okay. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but the last time we talked, but John Escamilla hadn't died yet. Escamilla,
yes,
I can't ever say his last name.
John Escamilla, man, what a beautiful guy.
Yeah, and he was the promoter on that show, and yeah, he was awesome, dude.
And he used to do the Meridian, all the King's X shows, and Galactic Cowboys, and everybody there. Actually, I was just jamming Galactic Cowboys earlier, and you made me turn the music off.
I'm sorry. Did you know Dane joined Choke? You know that.
Yes.
Yeah, you knew that.
I almost wore my Choke shirt, but instead I wore my cheese.
Oh, look at that, customized.
Yeah. No, it even says, it's even better on the back. It says
Rabbit. There you go. That's awesome.
That way I don't forget who I am coming or going.
That's great.
Oh, my girlfriend, you got to hear this. She was a Dallas Cowboys fan. She got a lot of Chiefs gear for Christmas. Let's just put it that way. And her birthday's coming.
Jennifer Lopez has like 7 rings since 1997, and the Cowboys have 0.
Yeah, that's a good one. She's another. Jennifer Lopez has like 7 rings since 1997, and Dallas Cowboys has 0. That's fucking awesome. High five.
High five.
Oh,
but I
still got my notes on here. I don't know if you can read it. It says, don't turn on mics.
There you go.
All the wireless. There's like 7 wireless mics.
I have no way to talk. I'm a Houston Texans fan, so we have nothing. No rings in 20 years. So we don't.
Yeah. How many rings? What was 0. that playoff victory we did? 39-0 or 41? It was 41-0.
That was our shithole coach that didn't know how to. We were whooping your ass, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, let's do this," and then Casey fucking just started running all over us. Man, fuck that game.
Anytime you want to talk Chiefs football, we can do it.
Yeah, well, we'll do that next time because I'm running close towards the end because I got to do old Ray's thing. But
we'll give Ray my love.
I will, man. We're definitely going to pick this back up. I got time for one more Razr 13 story. Let's do
Okay.
I'm trying to think of which one. We got 1,000 of them to talk about.
Oh, how about this? The last show of our tour, 2.5 weeks with Doug on tour, and Doug was with us in a van.
Yeah.
And we're in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Backyard Bar.
Yeah.
And that stripper chick comes up and thinking she's going to make moves on Doug.
Yeah, dude. She was dancing on the bar first. Like that's what gave her the confidence. She was on the bar
Yeah.
like trying to strip and whatever. And then she made her way onto the stage and then she was dancing in between Doug and Mike and then she was
And
trying
then
to get all over Doug.
Big Al, our gentleman Jew, comes
Yep,
over there and C blocks her.
that's right. I was like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. I was just
And
stand over here.
I remember that after that show, because
That's
Chuck,
on tape.
yeah, it's on. You can go to YouTube and see all that shit.
Yeah,
I think Muse is whenever she was like, we're
I
playing
think you're
Muse when
right.
she was up there. But yeah, and after the show, Chuck Cooley, who put on the show and
Yep.
everything, we played with them. Great guy.
What was his
Um,
band name? And the Demon Hammers or something like that?
Chuck Cooley and the Demon Hammers, what they were called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were
He's
good.
lost a lot of weight. He looks good.
Okay, yeah, I follow him on Facebook. Yeah,
But he they wanted us to stay and party, and we ended up driving straight back to
I remember. Yeah,
Austin from Tulsa,
Tulsa. That was a long
and
drive.
we didn't get done till shit 1 in the morning, and then we left at 2.
Yeah, well, we stayed and drank too. You know,
Yeah, we stayed to drink for a little while, but they were wanting us to stay all night and go party, and we're
I
like,
was
no, we
sitting.
gotta go.
I was sitting there on the at the bar stool with Doug drinking a beer, and this blonde walks up to me, and she comes up to me, looks at me, says, "Ooh, yummy," and stuck her tongue down my throat. And I was like, "What?" Her name's Karen. Hi, Karen. But
Hey, Karen.
but yeah, but like that had never happened to me before, and I felt a little special.
Well, um, yeah, that stuff. I remember you being a dickhead from Ponca, or not Ponca City, Oklahoma. You're an asshole. Remember the stalker I had,
Yeah.
and you gave her my email and my
It,
phone number?
yep. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't know why I did that. I really don't. I don't know if I did it
Because
on.
you and I were we were fucking with each other, and then you're like, "Oh yeah,
Uh,
by the way, I gave her your phone number and your email," and I'm just like, "Dude, that's the girl who asked me to move in the trailer with her mother and her."
oh man.
Yeah, Ardmore,
Ardmore. Yep. I go there,
Ardmore, Oklahoma.
dude. I go
Yes,
there quite a
yeah.
bit.
Why do you quit? Why do you go there quite a bit?
I work up
Is
there.
there a certain trailer, a lot
No,
36B, you go by and see?
no, I got work up there. It's not in Ardmore, but I'll stay in Ardmore, and so
Right.
I just kind of stay there. And I never get to see any of the old friends, man, like John Whiskey or anybody like Vince. Like I never get to see anybody because nobody ever has time, and I don't have
Yeah.
time either. When they do have time, I'm working or
Well,
sleeping because I got to
the
go to
older
work.
we get, it's harder for
Mm,
people to get together, dude. Except
that
for
is
unless you're
true.
Doug. Jesus Christ, that motherfucker's everywhere.
He gets around. He dude, that's he's always been extremely people forward, if that makes sense. He's just a good guy. He likes to get out. He likes to go see shows. He likes to meet up with folks. He's that's never changed in him. As the
Nope.
pandemic happened, all of a sudden I've like no, I don't want to go out. I'm staying in this room, and that's why I started a podcast so I don't have to go anywhere.
Didn't he give Lemmy an award?
He did. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
pictures of him giving that, and that's like right
Yeah,
before
yeah.
Lemmy died too. And it was super cool. Is
Yeah.
it based lifetime achievement award or
Yeah, Lifetime
something
Achievement Award. I went to go
like
see
that?
him with Megadeth and who opened? I think Volbeat,
Oh, cool.
Megadeth, and supposed to be Motorhead. And that's when he was sick and they canceled. He canceled, but I think only Megadeth played that night. Because yeah, they did because that was in Austin, I believe. I don't know if Volbeat played, but I don't like Volbeat.
I
I
don't
mean, I like
either.
them,
I mean,
but
they're
I,
okay. I understand them. I'm just like, they want to be
they're
Metallica. They
well, the
want,
vocals are too um,
yeah.
flat. No, I don't know. No, I
Here,
like the
band, I'm
guy.
calling the band.
I, yeah, yeah, I like him, but I haven't ever bought a record and I never will. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
um,
When we played Europe for the first time in 2009, there was a club in Europe, and they had Volbeat on the wall. It was like an entire wall, and it was like a picture of them. And I didn't know
yeah,
who the fuck they were, but they were super popular in Europe.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
that
Well,
whole club had this giant wall. Yeah,
All American bands are. I mean, go to Japan.
I know, dude.
Fucking, there'll be people with little. They made little stuffed animals out of you.
Oh, dude.
At the airport is what you'll get. Oh, yeah.
We got to talk. We're going to need to talk Gunship 666. I talked Gunship 666
with Scotty.
Scott. Yep.
Yeah.
They got Six Pass Hell's got some cool things in the works, man. You'll see
supposed
on his
to run
episode.
sound for him.
I'm
supposed to run sound for him in Houston.
Yeah.
They're wanting me to do that. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait. Tyra and I went, we went to Black Label. JD got me in.
Yeah.
And hung out
I
with
wish
Scott,
Black Label would
Rob
stop
Moore.
playing Houston on Wednesdays and shit. I can't go out on a Wednesday. I got shit to do.
Got shit to do. Well, I'll talk to them about
it. Yeah. Tell them to tell their promoter Saturday or Friday night.
But yeah, we went and hung out with them. What was that bar across the street? Little Woodrow's. We went and hung out with Little Woodrow's. Yeah. Then we went over to the show, and then afterwards, what did we do afterwards? Oh, we sat outside and talked, swapped numbers with their old bus driver and some guys, and shit. And then met up with Rob a couple days later and had a couple of drinks over where he lives, League City, I think.
I'm going to get Rob on here for sure, man. Like, I got to get a lot of people on here for sure. But hey, man, I've got about 10 minutes before I got to jump on with Ray. So I'm sorry we rushed this, but thank you so much for coming on and redoing this with me. The audio sounds amazing already. And
sounds a lot gooder.
It sounds a lot gooder. And we'll do another one real soon.
I can't wait. And if we do a podcast together, we could call it like Mouse Sack and Pond Water or something. My buddy,
who's Pond Water?
I'm Pond Water. My buddy, we drove 2,000 miles to Rhode Island to do the Q. We did this Millionaire Kids 21st birthday, and it was in this big white tent right by the ocean. All hors d'oeuvres and shit served, tuxedos, gowns, and the hardwood floor in the thing, and it was all Hotel Budapest was the theme.
Okay.
And dude, on the way back, Monroe and I were just driving. We got the equipment. We're in this big red Ford F-150 badass truck, pulling this dual axle trailer completely full because we had to set up all the PA and lights and backline. And I'd just be looking out the window. And I just turned to him. I said, "Do you have a new nickname?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, what's that?" And I go, "You from now on are going to be known as Mouse Sack." And I turn around for about 150 more miles looking out, and he goes, "Hey, I got a new nickname for you." And I said, "What is it?" And he says, "You're going to be known as Pond Water." So it was just fucking funny.
Mouse Sack and Pond Water.
That's a great podcast name or a radio morning show name.
It is.
Dude. Hey, welcome to Mouse Sack and Pond Water in the morning. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Ray Freeman Jr. is sending me messages trying to figure out how to do Zoom too. So I'm going to go help him.
Okay.
And I love you so much. I will.
Love you too, brother.
All right, man. Thank you for doing this. Everybody, this has been Jrab Chris Thomas. This has been the 13. I'm Ryan 13. See you all on the next one.